Man, Dan, you look great these days. What you doing, brother?
I know. You know how this happened?
A sound diet and rigorous workout protocol?
What are you, stupid? Try again.
Genetics?
Who needs genetics? Jamie, it's called keto. Have you heard of it?
That's what Superman's, that's his weakness, right?
Yeah, keto night, right? Yeah. Let me show you how it's done.
All right.
You gotta eat fat to beat fat.
What if you are fat?
We'll talk about that later. See this? It's for the champions.
I know this company.
Do you see this? I know you'd like that, right?
Oh.
You like that, right?
I do.
See that part? You see this? All you gotta do is this.
Oh.
And then you just throw it to the carb-eating peasants, such as yourself. Yeah. I can pick that up. And then you just do this.
All right.
So you just take that patty, dip it in some protein. Take a whiff of that.
Ooh, that smells.
That's where this came from.
Oh.
Anyway, go fetch.
Okay.
All right, howdy folks. Sorry about that intro. Yo, up here, man. Where you? That was just a joke. Actually, I do eat that once in a while, not with it dipped in protein, but focus of today's video is going to be to introduce to you how to do macros according to this Keto Gains macro calculator online. But other than that, just to let you guys know what I've been doing on keto. Again, I started at 84 kilos body weight. I'm down to around 76.5 right now. So I've lost a bunch. It's going exactly to plan. And of course, just a quick physique update. So I'll try to recreate what's in the picture. Just, relaxed pose. All right, double bicep. And I don't remember what else I did. Most muscular. Okay, so let's go to the next part of the video now. So today you're gonna follow along on the computer. And remember, I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm just showing you what I do for my Keto Gains macros. So if you want to follow along, go ahead. Again, I find that upping the protein quite high is very beneficial to those who are on keto and who lift. So let's get right into it. So on this website right here, it's called the ketogains.com. Very great community on Reddit that I found 3 years ago. And ever since then, they have their own website and, of course, their macro calculator. So let's click that over here. All right, then it's going to ask you some information. First thing, we'll probably put that in kilos over here. Okay. I'm going to click, of course, male. Again, you saw before, I'm down to about 76.5 kilos, but I'll put 77 just for the sake of simple example today. And height, because I am an Asian towering giant and I look down on Keenan, that little small boy, I'm going to put 172. Okay. All right, then am I currently strength training? Of course, yes, click that. Body fat percentage, let's go over that together right now. So a lot of people, first and foremost, underestimate their body fat percentages. A lot of people come to me and they say, yeah, I think I'm around like 10%. Because that's what my in-body scan or whatever you did at another gym said. Those things are very inaccurate. So I highly recommend that you either do a more professional test, kind of hard to find in Korea, or you look at a chart and you kind of eyeball it. So this is just from Google, I think from a site called builtlean.com. This is not a bad starting point, and you don't have to be perfect here. I'll just say put in higher than you think you are then. So according to this chart, which is, I think, pretty accurate, you can see on the left-hand side for males, right for females. If you look at the male side, and I think I'm between this one, which says 10 to 12, and here 15. I would say I'm on the more defined side than this. But at the same time, I don't think I'm 10 either. So I'm actually going to put, in my mind, around 12 to 13 right now. I tend to have more visible abs regardless of my higher body fat percentage. So I'm thinking around 13 actually, even though you might disagree. Again, aim a little higher than you think. So back to here now. So I'm going to put it here at 13. Don't worry too much about what's on the bottom. Don't put other because it'll ask you all these other questions that really aren't important right now. Just say DEXA even though you probably didn't do it. By the way, if you guys do know of a DEXA scan in Korea, let me know. Wanting to try it. And then press next. Okay. So then you can just see your basic numbers here. Not very important. All right. Then press next. Here you want to put your goals. So right now I'm in a cutting phase. Of course, I'm going to press lose body fat. If you're trying to kind of bulk at a caloric surplus, you probably will going to press gain muscle and strength. And if you're just trying to maintain, like you're happy where you are, but you want to make probably some small strength gains or at least maintain, then you put the right hand side. Okay, so let's press lose body fat, press next. And over here you have 4 options of sedentary, lightly active, moderately active, and vigorously active. And again, here I'd say don't overestimate yourself. If you are a office worker, I don't care if you work 12 hours, 14-hour shifts, whatever, you're still probably sedentary overall. But if you're standing up for the most of the day at your job, retail, maybe lightly active. And if you're moderately active or vigorously active all day, that probably means you're lifting relatively heavy boxes around the factory or warehouse all day. It's very unlikely for most of you, but again, if you are in that category, go ahead and press it. I'm sedentary because although I work out hard when I am working out, the rest of the day I'm usually sitting down. Okay. Then I press my macros and they'll give you a baseline over here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So the baseline's at the top, but I actually modify it a little bit on the bottom. So the caloric surplus / deficit, I feel like 10% is more of a round number to go with instead of like minus 11. So I'll say minus 10%. Okay. Protein intake, it says 2.2 per kilo of lean body mass. That means like not including fat. I'd actually recommend that you put it a little bit higher if you're going to follow what I do. Again, I lift pretty heavy and very frequently, so I think you should be 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of body mass, period. So if you want to modify this a bit, I think that ends up being more around 2.5 or 2.6. Looking at the protein down here, I generally want to aim for around 170 to 180 right now based on my body weight. So I'm going to put 2.6. And honestly, when I'm cutting, I really prioritize protein in order to minimize muscle loss and retain as much strength as possible. So 2.6 is a safe number. And for carbs, you can probably add a little bit to that and say about 30 grams because I am very active in the gym. I do feel like I burn off my carbs if I took any very quickly because high intensity exercise. And this just gives you a little bit more leeway. And I feel like even when I go to 30 grams, it doesn't kick me out of ketosis. Okay, so now look at the numbers on the bottom. You can see over here around 174 grams of protein. Yeah, it says some of it should be pre-workout. Then it says total grams. Don't worry about that. The total amount per day is what really matters. Then you see net carbs. The reason it says net carbs is that you can subtract things like fiber, the ones that not really digested by your body or processed into glucose by your body. For example, I put psyllium husk fiber into my pre-workout and my morning shakes to fill me up, slow down digestion and improve digestion a bit. I don't include that in that calculation. Now, these carbs are coming from just other things. For example, if I eat a low-carb tortilla wrap with my dinner, or if I eat low-carb bread or low-carb whatever, and honestly, even vegetables here and there have some carbs in them, so that sometimes adds up to 30. Okay. Then fat, fortunately, is a nice round number. It's almost exactly 100 grams, so it's easy to calculate. And that adds up to about, I know it says 1888 on the bottom, but let's just say that's around 1900 calories per day. I'm going to therefore aim around there, like 1800 to 1900, I think, is a safe number for cutting. And you might have to adjust this over time. If you go a whole week just staying the same exact weight, that probably means you got to subtract maybe another 100 calories per day or 200 if you want to lose that a little bit faster. But don't overdo it. For example, if I did 1,500 calories per day, that'd be way too low, and I'd probably start losing strength and muscle at a very rapid rate. And on the scale, it might look good, but I won't feel good in the gym, and all that time bulking is kind of wasted then, right? Okay. So that's it for calculating my macros. Again, if you have questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll try my best to answer them, but I'm actually going to save that up probably for a keto Q&A video so I could do it all at once in greater detail instead of writing these long responses that are a little bit difficult. So please do that. Please like, subscribe. I'm probably going to do that keto Q&A and, physique, whatever, update in about a week. All right, so if you like the video, cool. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.